In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. I am Professor Ameer. I am alright and I hope that you will also be doing well. Today I am going to teach you lesson 2 of active and passive voice. More sentences of present indefinite tense. They laugh at him. Now see, look at this sentence. They laugh at him. Laugh is the verb, first form of the verb, and at is the preposition. Now, if the preposition comes with a verb, then we have not to change the preposition. We have to place the preposition at the same place. We have just to change this first form of the verb into third form of the verb when we change this active voice into passive voice. This sentence of active voice into passive voice. Now look at this sentence. He is laughed at by them. So we have just changed the first form of the verb into the third form, and at preposition comes at the same place. Now look at this sentence. She acts upon the advice of her parents. Now acts upon, we have to change just this verb act, acts into acted, acted upon. Okay, now look at this sentence. The advice of her parents is acted upon by her. They look into the matter is looked into by them. We take care of everyone is taken care of by us. He gives up everything is given up by him. They know her. Now if there is a verb, suppose this verb know, then we have to change this by preposition into to. We have not to use by with this verb know. Wherever no verb comes, we have to use, in the passive voice, we have to use to as preposition, not by. She is known to them. Okay, then negative sentences. I do not buy such things are not bought by me. He does not eat bad things are not eaten by him. Interrogative sentences. Do you buy such things? So when we make a sentence interrogative, suppose we use do here, instead of this do, now we have to use, in passive voice we have to use is MR. Okay, so do you buy such things? Are such things bought by you? Does he eat bad things? Are bad things eaten by him? Who cleans this house? By whom is this house cleaned? Who teaches you these things? By whom are you taught these things? Why does he ignore you? Why are you ignored by him? Which thing do you miss? Which thing is missed by you? More sentences of past indefinite tense. They laughed at him. Now see here, look at this sentence. We have just to use was and were as helping verbs in the past indefinite tense, the passive voice of past indefinite tense. Before this, in the previous tense, that was present indefinite, we used is MR as helping verbs. Now we have to use was, were as helping verbs. They laughed at him, he was laughed at by them. She acted upon the advice of her parents. The advice of her parents was acted upon by her. They looked into the matter. The matter was looked into by them. We took care of everyone was taken care of by us. He gave up everything was given up by him. They knew her, she was known to them. Negative sentences. I did not buy such things were not bought by me. He did not eat bad things were not eaten by him. Interrogative sentences. Did you buy such things? Were such things bought by you? Did he eat bad things? Were bad things eaten by him? Who cleaned this house? By whom was this house cleaned? Who taught you these things? By whom were you taught these things? Why did he ignore you? Why were you ignored by him? Which thing did you miss? Which thing was missed by you? Transitive verb and intransitive verb. A transitive verb has an object and an intransitive verb has no object. Note, if the verb in a sentence is transitive, it can be converted into passive voice. But if a verb in a sentence is intransitive, it cannot be converted into passive voice. I go college. Look at this sentence. I go college. Here the verb go is intransitive because now see the action of the subject, the action that passes from this subject and that passes on to this object, but this is not object, so the action does not pass from subject into subject to the object. The action here is go, of going. So I go college, but I does not do anything to this college. That's why this is not my object. Suppose this is not the object of this verb, and the action passes from this subject and it does not pass over to the object. That's why it is an intransitive verb. Suppose if there were a sentence like I build a college, I build a college. Then now look at this sentence, I build a college. Now here this verb build a college. Now the action of the subject is building. I build a college. This action issues from the subject I and passes over to the object college, and it affects this object. Okay, so this action passes over from subject to its object. That's why this verb is transitive verb. Okay, so we can write here that it is a transitive verb. Transitive. So this verb is transitive verb. Okay. Now we can change this into passive voice. Look at this. A college is built by me. Is built by me. This is the passive voice. Okay, this is the passive voice. College is built by me. Okay, so because this verb is transitive verb, this verb is transitive. Now a bird flies in the sky. Again here see, look at this verb. This verb is intransitive because the action of the bird, that is of flying. The bird flies but does not do anything to the sky. That's why the action of flying does not pass over from the bird to the sky. Okay, that's why this verb is intransitive. But again, look at this sentence. This sentence, the first one, this cannot be changed into passive voice. But the second one, he flies a kite. Here look at this sentence. He flies a kite. The action is of flying the kite. An action passes from this subject and it passes over to this object, that is kite, and this kite is affected by the verb flying. Okay, so now see, this action passes over to this thing, that is object kite, so this verb is transitive. It can be converted into passive voice. A kite is flown by him. So we have done passive voice. The weather changes. Now when we talk of weather as if it is automatically acting, suppose automatically changing, then there is no any object, the weather changes. There is no any doer, okay, as if it is changing itself. But when we mention Allah changes the weather, God changes the weather, then it becomes, this will become transitive. But here it is intransitive. The weather changes. Suppose if there were the verb God changes the weather, then the passive voice would have been the weather is changed by God. But here it is intransitive. The sun rises in the east. Again, this is intransitive verb. He changes his shoes. Again, see, look at this. This changes. Changes here is transitive because here there is object also. He changes his shoes. Now the action issues from this subject. The action is of changing. What does he change? Shoes. Now shoes are changed. Shoes are affected. Now see, we can change it into passive voice also. His shoes are changed by him. This is passive voice. She is a doctor. Now here we just describe her that she is a doctor. She is doing nothing. There's no object. She is not doing any work. Suppose she is a doctor. Now is intransitive verb. His writing is beautiful. We just describe that his writing is beautiful. He is not writing something. So there's no object. Okay. So this verb is intransitive. Suppose if there were he or she is writing a story, then we would have changed into passive voice. Okay. But here it is not possible to change this sort of sentence into passive voice. His writing is beautiful. This is just described and it cannot be changed into passive voice. I am happy here. Again, this is just telling about my state, my situation, but there's no object. So this verb is intransitive. Number 3, present continuous tense. The formula is subject plus is MR plus V4, fourth form of the main verb plus object. The formula of passive voice is object plus is MR plus being. Now see, if there are is MR as helping verbs in active voice, then we have to add being in passive voice. It shows that this is continuous tense. Present continuous and past continuous tense, both the tenses have being in passive voice. This shows that this is a continuous tense. Otherwise, is MR are used in present indefinite tense, the passive voice of present indefinite tense, and was were are used in the passive voice of past indefinite tense. Now V3, third form of the main verb plus by preposition plus subject into objective case. I am writing a story is being written by me. We are arranging a party is being arranged by us. She is doing nothing this time, nothing is being done by her this time. They are playing many new games are being played by them. He is buying some storybooks are being bought by him. Her mother is cooking some delicious dishes are being cooked by her mother. Negative sentences. I am not buying that house. That house is not being bought by me. Interrogative sentence. Is she writing some interesting stories? Are some interesting stories being bought by her? Past continuous tense. Now see the difference here. Here we have just to use was, were as helping verbs. Otherwise the formulas are the same. Subject plus was, were plus V4, fourth form of the main verb plus object. And the formula of passive voice is object plus was, were plus being plus V3 plus by preposition plus subject into objective case. I was writing a story. A story was being written by me. We were arranging a party. A party was being arranged by us. She was doing nothing this time. Nothing was being done by her this time. They were playing many new games. Many new games were being played by them. He was buying some storybooks. Some storybooks were being bought by him. Her mother was cooking some delicious dishes. Some delicious dishes were, if there's plural, we have to use plural subject, we have to use were being cooked by her mother. Negative sentences. I was buying that house. I was not buying that house. That house was not being bought by me. Interrogative. Was she writing some interesting stories? Were some interesting stories written by her? Number 5, present perfect tense. The formula of active voice is subject plus have has plus V3, third form of the verb plus object. The formula of passive voice is object plus have has plus been. Now look at this one. Here in the active voice there are the helping verbs has and have, but when we convert this sentence into passive voice, we have to add been. So there's addition of been in perfect tenses. V3, third form of the main verb by preposition, subject into objective case. I have written a story has been written by me. We have arranged a party has been arranged by them. He has invited his friends to the party. His friends have been invited to the party by him. She has bought a new red purse. A new red purse has been bought by her. John has gifted him an automatic car. Suppose here we have two options, whether we start the sentence of passive voice by this indirect object or by direct object. So in the first place, we have started the sentence by indirect object. He has been gifted an automatic car by John. Then this is direct object. An automatic car has been gifted to him by John. So here we have used to because we started the sentence with the direct object. In the first one, here we started this sentence with indirect object. There is no to anywhere in this sentence. He has attended all the classes. All the classes have been attended by him. Negative sentences. He has not bought anything. Now we have to convert anything into nothing when it becomes subject because it is the same thing, okay? But if we start by anything has not been bought by him, it is also okay, but this suits more than this, okay? This one, okay? Nothing is negative. We have not to use not again, the not word. Nothing has been bought by him. She has not written any book. No book, again see, any book, no book. No book has been written by her. So we have not to use not in this sentence because we have used no book, that negates this thing, okay? Interrogative sentences, has he bought anything? Has anything been bought by him? Has she spent a lot of money on shopping? Has a lot of money been spent on shopping by her? Has a lot of money, or we can convert it in this way also, has a lot of money been spent by her on shopping? Number 6, past perfect tense. Formula of active voice is subject plus had plus V3 plus object. In passive voice, the formula is object plus had plus been. Now, in the present perfect tense, we used have and has plus been. Now here only had and been plus been. V3, third form of the main verb plus by preposition plus subject into objective case. I had written a story had been written by me. We had arranged a party had been arranged by us. He had invited his friends to the party. His friends had been invited to the party by him. She had bought a new red purse. A new red purse had been bought by her. John had gifted him an automatic car. He had been gifted an automatic car by John. Or we can say this way also, an automatic car had been gifted to him by John. He had attended all the classes. All the classes had been attended by him. Negative sentences. He had not bought anything. Nothing had been bought by him. She had not written any book. No book had been written by her. Interrogative sentences. Had he bought anything? Had anything been bought by him? Had she spent a lot of money on shopping? Had a lot of money been spent on shopping by her? Or we can change it into this way also. Had a lot of money been spent by her on shopping? Okay, so now we have we have learned these tenses and the passive voice. Now in the next video we have to learn the rest of the tenses that are left out here. Okay, they are the tenses they are the future tenses, okay? Because number 7 and number 8 are not possible to convert into passive voice. They are impossible. But future indefinite and future continuous, they can be converted into future indefinite and future perfect tense. They are the two tenses that can be converted into the passive voice. So I have to teach you these remaining tenses in the next video, and there are some other things to be discussed about passive voice, so I have to teach you later in the next video. Like my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. See you.